Good afternoon. Oh, there we go. Good afternoon, everybody.
What's happening?
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. I said afternoon. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Oaklawn Camping Hour. Marco, good to see you. Karl, great to see you. We're going to talk about the Classix tomorrow. We have a stake race and some contest play. I think we have some interesting picks. Mark, I saw your picks when they came in. I think we have one that are, me and Karl, we have a few that are similar. Karl, actually, I heard some background noise, like some scratching. Is that you, Karl, or is that?
Yeah.
Mark?
How bad is it?
It sounds like I don't know, like you're rubbing something together in the microphone, but it sounds all right now, I guess. Oh, you at a party?
I'm hosting a company Christmas party, but I got away from the noise to do it, so I'm really hoping this works.
All right, it'll work. We'll make it work. All right.
Worst case scenarios, you have my picks, and supposedly we're the same anyway, so I'm not.
On three of them.
This.
On three of them, we are.
Damn.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Karl, so Mark, you had something to add?
No.
All right. So everybody, welcome Karl Broberg. Karl, you used to be a trainer. You're a good horse handicapper, and I pulled up your. I think you're a good handicapper. I pulled up your stats on NTRA here. I don't know how this player rating works, but 9.6 is pretty good. And I was looking. You've cashed twice the last 2 years now in the.
I get a little better each year. I'm figuring that stuff out.
Yeah, top 50. And it looks like you're already qualified this year. And I'm not sure which
double qualified, but aren't those basically lottery tickets? And we're not supposed to brag about that because anybody can do it.
Well, not anybody can get two all the time, and you got to be decent you have to spend some time, and you pick a lot of winners, and you've done well to cash, and with 2 more bullets in about 3 months, I feel pretty good about it.
All right.
Have you heard about the NAC Oaklawn?
I did. In fact, the racing secretary, Pat Pope, was kind enough to reach out because he knew that was the only way I was going to make it out to Oaklawn, and shared that we've got one coming up at the end of January that I'm looking forward to. Okay,
good. Yeah, it's Southwest. There's going to be a contest each day. We don't have all the particulars yet. I'm in talks with Mr. Milligan over there and another gentleman on the email chain stuff. And you're talking to Pat, so that's good. We should be able to get some information soon between all of those guys. The racing, it looks like it's going to be sunny and 65 in Hot Springs tomorrow. So it should be nice out, and I handicapped for such.
Yeah, should be perfect weather tomorrow. You might
Let's
be able to
just
shed
hope that we get a fair
hoodie.
track, because if it's all speed, my picks are going to be even worse than normal.
Marco, I want to ask you, how was the track playing today? You said you hit a couple of horses, and what was the story?
I thought it was playing pretty fair. You got some mid pack and a couple like not deep closers, but they were coming off the pace for the most part. I thought today.
Okay.
A couple of them got away and kept on running though, so it was very fair. It wasn't dominantly speed or dominantly closing. It was consistently fair.
All right. Let me check something. I'm gonna mute your. No, it's not you. Is it Karl's? Yeah, the background on Karl's was a little loud. That's all right.
Damn it. Let me see if I can find a better spot.
Well, I don't know if it's windy or something.
Yeah, I'm outside because they brought the we got the club here, but let me try to get to a better spot here.
No worries, no worries. I'll pull up the PPs in a minute. We got some fans here. This sounds terrible. Also, the screen too small. This orientation. There's 2 screens. There's one for phones and there's one for the PC, bro. I am watching this over Alabama versus Oklahoma. Oh yeah, that game's tonight. I think Oklahoma's going to win, but that's just me.
Boomer sooner.
Yeah. Roll Tide.
All right, so the first race, you guys, you can jump right into this Classix. Mark, I know you got poker, and Karl has a Christmas party. The first race is A other than. It's going 6 panels. Marco, why don't you start us off in this race?
Well, so I landed on a bomb. No, this ain't the bomb. These martinis, 6-1. I thought this horse can come off the pace and close kind of like I thought they were today. My problem is hasn't been raced since last February. That's a concern of mine. But that last workout, December 13th, is pretty good. Says that she's ready to run. And there's not a whole lot of speed in the race, but I think there's enough to soften it up for her to get a nice stretch run.
Yeah, I landed on this horse as well. I did like that last work. The races last year were against much tougher. You had Tilted Lady. Ran against the flow on the Rebel Card day. You needed to be on the rail and on or near the lead that day. I have a note here. And, I am concerned about a little bit of the layoff here from last year, but it's not uncommon for horses to come back. 6-1, I think it's square, and me and you landed on the same pick there.
Oh,
wow. My alternate pick is actually Karl's top pick, and coming in for Stidham with Christian Torres. It's 12-1. Nice connections. Karl, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I figured since you invited me for the pick 6, I wanted to get things started off right. And this race just didn't seem super tough to me. And although this mare's been a bit of a disappointment, which is probably an understatement, she's shown on a couple occasions by winning first out and then by the last effort at Turfway that a layoff is no problem. And I just thought this race was sort of suspect. I couldn't take the 6 at a ridiculously short price, and just wanted to get things started off right. And she looked very logical to me.
Yeah, I you have to respect the connections. Comes from a good barn, goes into a good barn. You have the meets leading rider. It seems like every year. I have to go back and look at all the jockey standings for the last 5 years. But Christian Torres wins a lot of races over there, and so far this year he's already got 5 wins. So coming off of a layoff as well, and that we don't have the recency, but we have the connections and maybe a conducive running style if the 8 can get tired there. Mark, you also like the 3 horse in here. Do we add this on the ticket? It's 20-1.
I would only add that one on the ticket if the 4 scratches.
Okay, that's the route you're going with that one.
Yeah,
okay.
I wouldn't add it unless the 4 scratches. That would be like your other closer that I think that maybe can find something, but up against it, it's definitely a class hike. So
yeah, the
by the way,
go ahead.
By the way, there is a $110,000 carryover from today for tomorrow's pick 6.
Oh, I didn't even check the carryover. So there is a 6-figure carryover.
Yes.
Wow, that makes it even better.
Check the carryover when we're handicapping the pick 6.
I didn't even think to look. I know they decent pools over there. Thanks, Marco, for that information.
I'll be to start it, which probably means I'll be out after the first leg.
That's okay if you hit it. I'm adding your horse for sure. Don't worry about that. I did like it second. Karl, your other horse that you kind of liked a little bit was Moonlight Dash. I mean, there's a lot to like. Lightly raced, it crushed. It's second off of a layoff. I mean, what else? It's 2-1 morning line.
She screams vulnerable favorite, though. The more I looked, I mean, probably the horse to beat. But I don't know. I really like the 7, and I just used her because I didn't want to look stupid when a even shot beat me. But everything went her way in the last, and I know she's touted to be a monster, and she proved it in her second start. So
okay.
I think if you go too deep in there, you can just move on and save bullets for later.
Okay, so me and Marco have the 4 on top, Karl 7. I also like the 7 underneath. And if you guys want to go a little deeper than that with the other picks, feel free to do so. Texas Mike, what's this? Is this his new handle? Looks like he's got a new handle. Okay, I'll talk to him later on that. All right, let's go to the next race of the sequence. It's 75,000 non-2 life. We're going the short stretch of the mile. And I'll start us off. Well, Karl, me and you have the same horse. It looks like, I don't know if I can, it looks like Promise Me an Empire, 9-2. And I kind of like this one because it's dropping down a little bit to, I guess you could say it's its lowest level here. And it's, I have some other notes here. I love the races here last year. It ran some bang out races, the Martha Washington and the Slop. You could maybe draw a line through that one. It missed by 3/4 of a length in an optional claiming a other than event. That was a nice race when I watched the replay. And I just felt like third off the layoff cycle, lowest level. Looks like it's in a good spot today. What were you thinking, Karl, on this one?
I don't have much to add in this race other than I will say we can make something 1-9 in there. There will be no claims out of this race, which that's a rarity at Oaklawn. This is not a 75,000 non-2, even though it's listed as such. I thought I don't have any strong feelings at all in this race. I was 157. They were all logical, and there's not much I can add to this race other than I did not like it at all, and there will be no claims in this race.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought the best races of its career were here. It's back here. It's down. It doesn't like to win, but this is a non-2 life event. Marco, you went to the 4-horse Rain Champagne. I don't know a lot about this trainer, Tricia Duncan, but it comes out of the Helen Pitts barn. What do you like about Rain Champagne at 15-1?
Well, I don't know anything about this trainer either, actually, but and I know the jockey is very, very good as well. I'm just hoping to be on the lead in the first call, and Karl kind of said like this is not a great $75,000 non-2 race, and I agree with that. I'm gonna try to steal it. That's kind of my thinking on this one. Get out, get first call, and just see if you could hold on for the short stretch.
Yeah, 106 early pace form, stretching out a little bit from the last. It really didn't do a lot of running over there in the Slop. Was claimed 2 back for 30. It's like you said, it's not going to get bought today. You guys are both on the 5 as your backup. David Fox with Joel Rosario. I guess it looks like a decent sort to maybe add underneath if you wanted to go deeper.
I'd add that one. I wouldn't be surprised if the 5 won this race at all.
Yeah, the races last year were very competitive here. I don't know what's going on this year, but now you're dropping down to the claiming rights.
So that's
Well, fortunately for me, since I was only 2 deep in the first leg, I'm 3 deep in here with the 157 in a race that I absolutely have no real feel.
Yeah, I'm with you. The 7 was my backup too, and my notes on the 7 was just Second off, what does it say? Second off? No, that ain't it. I don't know what notes I have here. Actually, don't have my bifocals on, but for some reason I liked it. But I don't know. 157 sounds good to me. Maybe we throw Markle's 4. I'll do some soul searching and see how far I want to go down the ladder on my horizontal wager for the Classix. Race 7 is a 30,000 non-3 life. We're going 3/4. These are for geldings and colts and geldings, and it looks like we are kind of all over the place. Actually, me and you, Karl, kind of flip-flopped our picks. You landed on the 8, who is Aerostar, who I also like. Tell me about this one as your top choice.
A race where the 6 is going to be favored, but 2 for, I don't know, seemed like a gillion, damn near 40. So I couldn't use that horse unless it was in a defensive manner. But this Wayne Potts horse is going to make the lead. And we've seen that work plenty of times at Oaklawn, and had a feeling this might be the sort of race where that played out again. And then backed up with the 12 horse that seems talented, that seemed like the most logical horse to run him down, and is 2 for 2 at Oaklawn and 0 for 10 elsewhere. So I probably have the wrong one on top.
It's a very fast horse. It's very fast in the mornings too, and I don't know if it's getting away from the pony or what's going on here, but this thing worked a bullet out of 175 over there in New York, and like I said, it likes to run fast in the mornings, and it runs fast at least early in the afternoons. But we'll see if it can keep going today. Slight cutback, but I liked it too. I thought I had a good shot. The 12 for me was, this horse just really loves Oaklawn Park. The question is, when am I going to get wound up to have enough real estate to come maybe get some of these, especially if the 8 gets loose or something else, gets first run on that one. I'm going to need a little bit of racing luck with the 12. It's second off the layoff angle. It's in, for 30. It hasn't run this cheap ever. And if it could sprint the races here at Oaklawn, it's 2 for 2 lifetime. I feel like it excels on the surface, and we'll see if it can be, join it at the quarter pole and make a big run down the lane. Marco, the 10 is Hey Big Un, Greg Compton with De La Cruz. What are we liking here?
You get the price. Well, this horse, he broke his maiden here at Oaklawn before. Is it going out? Was that Delaware, or what is that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Going out to Delaware. Where does it go? Where'd it go? Cutting back to the sprint. This horse won at sprinting. Didn't run horrible in at least one of them races. I think he could stay close, at least early. There's not a lot of speed in this race, which makes the 8 look actually pretty more appealing right now. Right. But I think this one could hang close and give that punch. And I think with that last, or 2 works ago, the first work at Oaklawn was pretty good. So I know he can handle the track.
Yeah, the pilot was on this one over in Oklahoma, and that was routing that day. So you're cutting back. It has sprinted. It won here sprinting. So if you think it can improve a little bit, the numbers look a little light for my liking, but why not? It liked the track when it was a younger horse. If it's bigger, stronger, faster, and likes it, just as much today, maybe it improves a lot on the surface. So I'll give you a nod for that one. The 6 is your other horse that you like a little bit. It's the 5-2, I believe, morning line favorite in here without looking at the rest of the field. Crew Dragon. We remember this horse from a few years ago. Actually, it ran here last year as well. 2 seconds from 3 starts locally.
Yeah, I could definitely. I don't know. 5-2 is a little short for that horse.
Yeah, doesn't like to win.
I would never bet that horse at 5-2. I think that horse is going to be probably 8-1 or so.
Why'd you pick it second?
I think the horse can run pretty good in the,
Yeah.
hit the horse likes to hit.
Oh,
the board.
absolutely.
If the horse tries, it's dropping in class. So we'll see. Some of these are stepping up and kind of par. So I like horses that are dropping a little bit, especially in these claiming rings like this. They'll be just that much better.
Yeah, looking at the rest of the pace of the race, it really isn't that quick. We'll see what the 2 can do. That one has a little bit of speed with it. It presses, doesn't quite need the lead. The 1 is on the inside. Might have to be a little bit more keen down there on the inside. But yeah, the 8's going to have every opportunity to be in the clear, have the front, and a possible wire job for Karl here. And then what I'm hoping is, I don't know, maybe it continues to get a little tighter in the lane and I can catch it for an exact 12 over the 8. But we'll have to see if the 12 is going to have enough real estate to do that. All right. We're moving right along, fellas. Race 8 is the Tinsel Stakes, $150,000. This is for 3-year-olds and up. I guess you could say this is a prep for the later on the Oaklawn handicap. I don't know if anything's going to come out of this race for the Oaklawn handicap or not, but I guess we'll start off with Karl here. You have Dematic, and we know this horse well. Steve Asmussen. It's a very good price at 15-1, second off the layoff, stretching out. What else do we like here?
Well, I mean, everybody's going to be, for pick 6 purposes, everybody's going to be on either Rattle and Roll or Willie D's. And I just thought this was the one horse that made sense, that could separate you from the rest of the pack, because both of those horses have some question marks. And Dematic, he's run the occasional race that really puts him in here. And his most recent effort, going 7/8, broke from the rail, which going 7/8, breaking from the rail, it's just always the kiss of death. They always seem to break slow going 7/8 and rush up. And this one showed speed. And I thought it was the most realistic chance to upset possibly the 2 logical favorites. I mean, if you're every pick 6 is going to have the 4 and the 7. So this was just me trying to get a little separation. And do the 4 or 7 most likely win the race? Yes. But there was just a little value here, I thought, with Dematic. And Steve likes this horse, and it just makes sense to me.
Yeah, last year, you ran against Saudi Crown and Mystic Dan, a third there in a stake on Derby weekend. The Oaklawn Mile, you ran against Banishing and Saudi Crown again. Banishing has been, a really, really nice horse for the last year and a half. So, tough races. That this is a little bit of class relief here, and 15-1. I bet this horse in the Lone Star contest. I believe it was the Texas Derby in 24 there. And I had a huge win bet, and I thought I was going to win the contest that day, and it ran second. It had the lead and got caught, and it's just a memory that sticks in my head. I'll
add this. I swear his son put his foot on the gas too quick in that race, because I believe that you had the right horse, and I just think that his son pushed the gas too early, because otherwise I believe with the right trip he was a winner that day in the Texas Derby.
Yeah, I was yelling. I usually get animated when I got big money in a contest on a horse, in a cash game anyway. And I think everybody heard me that day, but I threw out an F-bomb at the end. Whatever. The 2 Woodcourt, it does happen. This horse loves Oaklawn. It's speedy. I'm hoping, this horse ran like dog. You're saying, oh, look at this horse. It's terrible form. Well, it ran at Zia Park last year before the Oaklawn races, and it got demolished at Zia Park last year. So it runs a lot better here. It doesn't need the lead, but it can run on the lead. It could sit just off. And, it looks a little light on numbers compared to some of these, but it's a horse for course. It's got 7 wins. I got a little note here. Ran against Bishop's Bay, 3-back or 4-back at Oaklawn here. And that one came back to win the Cigar Mile the other day with a 107 Beyer speed figure. So I'm just hoping home cooking, 3 off the layoff angle. Cipriano Contreras is a sneaky trainer. He's a good trainer, old Chicago. He used to train at Chicago a few years ago. And I believe he used to be, I've said this before, Mike Revis's assistant. And then he went on his own. But good trainer. And I think this horse is a live long shot as well. So, yeah, Dematic, Woodcourt, 15-1, 10-1. Marco, you're on the 4, who is Willie D's.
I went to chalk.
Well, listen, this is the one. You might get the lead, but I'm hoping I could. If I don't get the lead, I'm tracking you, or maybe I catch a flyer and get the front on you. But how do you see the race going?
I think Willie D is going to be up there with was that Woodcourt?
Yeah, that's my pick.
And I think Willie D's is just going to put that fucker away, and then
okay.
And then Rattle and Roll is going to try to catch and not get there. That's just how I saw it going. So
yeah. Well, Mike Maker.
Yeah. Separate. I just didn't even try to beat him.
Yeah, Arrieta's taken over. Saez rode this horse 3 of the last 4 times. Arrieta did pilot this horse when this horse got bought for 50 here last year, lost by a nose. That was a pretty fast race, ran against Haystrike. I don't know. I'm hoping it needs one, and I can get some home cooking, so to speak, and I get the front on that one. If not, I'll be close, and I run a much better race than the recent form shows for my 2-horse. The 7, we talked about Rattle and Roll. Karl's got that one as the backup. So do you, Marco. Obvious choice. It should just, sit chilly, let things develop, and make a gigantic run. It's got a 125 late time form rating.
That's beautiful horse.
I guess that's going to be the tactic. It's run against, the best horses in the world.
We don't want 3 to 5. Let's find a way to beat him.
Yeah, I think we're all on a horse that kind of all makes sense. And for our reasons, you guys heard it right here from the horse's mouth. Let's see if we can upset Rattle and Roll. Mark, second choice with the 9-5 shot. And me and Karl got some prices with Woodcourt and Dematic. And if Dematic wins, I'll smile. I'll be, man, why didn't you do that 2 years ago at Lone Star? Race 9 is an optional claiming 62 non-winners of 2 actually a second level allowance, 3/4. This is for 4-year-olds and up. And let's see the picks here. I think me and you, Karl, landed on the 10. Marco, tell me about the 11 though. On the outside here, you're right next to us. Wait, what? Actually, you don't have. Did I do an error? Who did you pick here? I must have.
You skipped a race. You went to the 10th. We're in the 9th.
Oh, my bad. That's what I did. We did land on the same horse here, Karl. Actually, wait a minute. That's what happened. We all landed on the same horse here.
Oh,
well, that's the kiss of death.
We all landed.
Is this the single?
We all landed on Lips Say Bliss. Well, I can tell you what I liked about it. I always like a horse first of all, this horse ran fast, so that's kind of a negative, really, because people might look at the number and, they might start betting it. But second off the layoff angle. And this one just looks like it has pace to chase in here. The race should set up with Christian Torres as your pilot. And likes Oaklawn Park, I think all of those things together. Race flow, second off the layoff. You got Torres. It just kind of all made sense. What say you, Karl?
Well, I refuse for us to all be on the same selection, so I'm going to show just how quick I can pivot.
Okay.
The 7 Eglise, they both come out of the same race. Eglise was 3-1 last out, while Lipsay Bliss was 27-1. Eglise broke slow. Eglise gate to wire. It's got a couple of speed figures, if you're a believer in the sheets, that make it the horse to beat. And I just refuse for us to all be on the same horse. So I'm going to pretend that I never put Lipsay Bliss on top.
All right. I'll buy that. Oh, this is what I'll do. This is what I'll do right now. We will edit this in real time. We're gonna put the 7 in there. There you go, Karl. You now have the 7.
Damn, that's service right there.
You now have the 7. Do you want to tell me a little bit about the 10? Because I figured you'd go right to the 10 since we all picked the 6.
I have such a hard time trusting the Indiana speed figures. It's run races that are fast enough, but in Mike Maker, I trust for a race at least.
Okay. Yeah, that was a big number over there in September. Maybe it took a little out of it. It took some time off. Got a nice work tab coming here. Probably pointed to the spot. It ran here last year at the meet, so they probably had this race circled. And here we are. Okay, we'll see if that one can round anything out. The one was my backup. Big City, just another one of those horses that ran, that broke from the outside with a speed rail bias a year ago. And other than that, it's got a lot of nice races. Won here last year. Usually it runs well every time out. What's up with these horses that run terrible at Zia Park? I think that's a common thing that we're also seeing here today. Should be bigger, stronger, faster. When you see a horse that stopped running early in its 4-year-old year from its 3-year-old year, and it runs later on in the fall, winter, and they have a lot of works in it and stuff, they usually are a little bit more bulkier, a little bit stronger. So, and it's already been a fast animal, so maybe it could pop right out the gate with Bacon from the rail. Marco, your backup was the 7, who Karl already touched on. We know about this. I will say Ellis Park, the main track and the turf course during the summer, I went down there for one of our horses that ran over there. Man, it seemed like everything was winning gate to wire down there, especially on the turf course. The day I went, there were a couple of track records and one world record. And the race that Lamplighter Jack was in, there was a world record set in that turf race that day. And then I noticed that the dirt races were pretty speedy too. So, but nonetheless, some big numbers over there at Ellis. It followed that up with a pretty good number at Keeneland. So don't let the track bias at Ellis fool you.
The P patch was favoring speed like we've never seen it favor speed before.
Right. Yeah, it was pretty incredible to see that. All right. Mark, did you have anything else to add on the 7?
Not really. You guys pretty much took care of everything that I needed to say.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, we'll get to the nightcap. I know you got poker, Marco. I know Karl's got a Christmas party. The nightcap is an A other than. We're going 3/4. This is, I already kind of let the cat out of the bag. Marco, you start us off with your 11 because me and Karl are on the 10.
We got B Sud.
Donnie Von Himmel.
Yeah, this horse is 7 out of 11 in the money at Oaklawn. It's been racing in these allowance races for a long time, and it had some success in them. Pretty good numbers and at multiple tracks. You got kind of a recent race out at Churchill on the 30th, coming in not so fresh. And if we could just hang close and not get too cute, and hopefully the early speed just washes away. So I think this race was loaded with early speed, if I wasn't mistaken. So I don't want to see this guy on the front by any means.
Well, Cedillo is that's our guy from California. He's known for speed, I think, but this horse, obviously is not.
Well, I don't want to be way back either, otherwise you might not catch him. But
right,
just find a nice pocket.
Yeah, it's run a lot of races here at Oaklawn Park. This horse, it's 7 out of 11 in the money. Won here last year in December, right around this time, and lost by a neck in the other race. So, it looks, 10-1, might get even higher than that. It's a good price. Me and Karl land on Invictus, and what drew me to the 10 horse was the famous, when we've had Karl on before, the famous nuts off angle. This horse is freshly gelded, and you look at hey, it's coming out of the Brad Cox barn. Well, it's going to Tom Amos, and Tom Amos is a well-known trainer, and we got Rafael Bejarano, a journeyman that's won a lot of races during his career. Karl, I want to bring up because this one is coming in off of a layoff. It's freshly gelded. I did pull up the last work, and what's cool about Oaklawn Park's website, you are able to pull up the works. And to me, this looked like a good move on December 10th. You trained horses. You might be able to say, hey, this was a better move than what I think. But I felt like the horse is well within itself. And the pilot or the exercise rider, he didn't really get busy on it at all. Kind of, just was pretty much like a statue on the horse. But we'll watch it finish up, and if you see anything that you like, let me know. I did like the gallop out on the work as well.
You're actually about to steal my thunder, because as far as the works go, I think it was the previous work where what was the one Amos won with today? In the it wasn't a non-2 other than, Minnesota Ready. Not the work you're showing here, but work at the fairgrounds. It worked to tick off Minnesota Ready, and he put on a show today.
Great news.
And if you look at the dam, Serengeti Empress, a lot of people immediately recognize her. She ran out $2 million. Amos was the trainer of her for the same owner. And apparently the partnership that held this horse, because Joel was the breeder, it looks like he had a chance to buy him out and was able to do so. And like you said, nuts off. What can go wrong?
Yeah, I see the work here, Minnesota Ready, and that one worked together. And, the nuts off angle, yeah, there is something to that. A lot of these horses are squirrely. We've been around a lot of horses in the mornings, and we cut the nuts off a lot of these crazy colts, and they do perk up a lot, and you can get a price. Now, we're not going to get a price here because I did like visually the last work, and then you're giving me additional information from the work at Fairgrounds. We got the gelding angle and the connections, and it just looks, it's been running fast in its career. It's got some fast races already on the PPs here, so it just looks so strong in that last work, and then the work that you're talking about just kind of gives me a little extra. Maybe I'll take a few extra dollars out of my wallet and do a win bet on this one if we don't go too low in price.
Now, all that being said, this race has a ton of speed and could absolutely fall apart. Raise the bar, the one horse that beat absolutely nothing last time out, to the point where I'm afraid to even mention it based on what it ran against. But this horse has a little something, does have a tendency to break just a bit slow, but with Cybertown outside of it, who always breaks incredibly slow, I don't think the rail's going to get closed up on him. And there's a little bit to like here. This Texas bred is, I think, going to be very competitive in the stakes races at Houston. And I think you're going to get much more than the 4-1 in the morning line. I think this horse is probably 10-1 and is probably pretty live as well.
Yeah, I liked it as my backup. It did win out of the one hole in September. And, you mentioned the company lines. Maybe it didn't beat much, but it ran fast. And, maybe this isn't the game plan here. Maybe they want to collect a check, bring it to Texas, like you said. But at the same time, I was worried about it catching a flyer. I want to note that our pick, the 10, if you look at the second race of its career when it broke its maiden with a big number, I mean, I'll just play the stretch here. By no means did this horse need the actual lead. It's number 8 here. See if we can
4 lengths back to Stees and Shepherd, next to last and last respectively. 22.43 seconds the time.
And right now we're sitting
turn. Ship Hooray
third,
leads at a
just
length
behind
and a half.
the two there in the
Campale
white
second a length.
silks.
Invictus is third. Playa del Mar is fourth. Mo Work is a wide fifth. 5 lengths from the front. Now taking fourth, has more work to do from there. Here's Camp Hale trying to take aim on Ship Hooray. These two separated by less than a length for the lead. Quarter mile to go. Then a gap of 3 lengths. Invictus is third. Camp Hale to the outside to challenge and to put ahead in front as Ship Hooray is still there, but now second to the inside. Then Invictus in third, still 3 lengths away. Mo Work and then Playa del Mar on the outside. Stees is 6 back toward the rail. Camp Hale a narrow lead. Ship Hooray to the inside. Invictus is running on from the outside. Invictus hits another gear. It is Invictus for Flavian Pratt kicking on to win the opener.
Yeah, so that was a nice effort.
Second.
Laying off the pace early. So I think we're going to break well. It's working well, but we're absolutely not a need to lead type. But at the same time, you're right. The one could sneak away if it breaks quick. Karl, you and Marco also like the 6. Marco, do you want to tell me anything about what's going on here for the David Jacobson barn?
If that race falls apart, this one should be trucking late.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
It's a good closing sprinter. Has the one thing I saw 0 for 6 at Oaklawn. I mean, has a second and third. That's not always promising. But Jacobson and Christian Torres combination. Christian Torres is one of the better jockeys over there. So, and got some recent races. I think this horse is actually in form and primed up.
All right, so maybe it's one that you might want to add. It's got 6 starts here. It hasn't won, hasn't embarrassed itself here by no means. It seems like a type that kind of makes a move too late, clunks up for second or third, sometimes out of the money. But I would probably throw it off my horizontal, but maybe my verticals I would definitely add it in underneath.
It's such an interesting race. We've got several horses in here. In fact, I'll go so far as to say we've got at least 4 horses in this field that just have a tendency to always break bad. So we have to fear someone shaking loose on the lead, but yet it looks like it's going to be a really hot pace. And who knows? 6 makes a lot of sense.
Center Sin's fast.
Yeah,
since
I went so thin everywhere else, I can see myself throwing in Run Jaylene Run in here that's been running against lesser foes, but runs big speed figures and is proven at Oaklawn. So I could see that one being in the mix, and it would break my heart for the one I lost to get there, Gun Flash.
But I was going to bring that up. He hates to win. He hates to win at Oaklawn. It's just not his track. But with an outside draw and with the pace that's going on in there, I can see him running a bunch down, and I would definitely use him in my gimmicks. Karl, when you had this horse in 24 at Oaklawn, I had 3 races in a row with 3 trip notes on it. I have it on the screen here. Just awful starts. And the one that really killed me was that one on May 4th of 2024. It was 34-1. And it just had a god-awful trip that day, and it was flying. And I was like, son of a bitch. I put a trip note every time. I'm like, today's the day it's going to break good and get a clean trip. And it just didn't happen.
He's his own worst enemy. I absolutely love the horse, and I sure loved his brother that we also trained. But he just finds a way to put himself so far behind the 8 ball. But if they ever get stupid up front, he will come flying late.
Yeah, speaking of the brother, Flash of Mischief. Wow, look at this one. What a nice animal that is. Super fast. Nice little, tried it in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. You won a big race at Remington there with a huge number, and followed that up with a nice run in the ring. What is that? The Ring Bell and the Slop. Wow. Very nice. Yeah, I think. Are you going to play the pick six then, Karl? I'm going to play a ticket. If you want to share something on Twitter after the first race.
Play the pick six. I put this much work into it. Now I have to play it.
Yeah, you gotta play the pick six. Karl, I was going to ask you. So I am a big Bear fan, as you know, and I just want to know who's winning the game tomorrow night, Bears or Packers?
The Bears.
The Bears. And I know you're a Cub fan. And we'll see what happens next year.
And I go back to the days of the Super Bowl shuffle, so it's really remarkable with the way their season started and with the no expectations what they've done.
You know what? It's the team that they have made me a believer. I was not believing it. When you beat the Raiders and you beat the Giants the way you beat them and you beat Minnesota the way you beat them, I was like, this is all smoke and mirrors. But I look at the way they played against Philly, the loss against Green Bay, last week against a terrible Cleveland team, but they dismantled them. They're turning the corner. They turn the ball over. They lead the league. They run the ball. They get off the bus running the ball. Those are two things that can win you a lot of football games. If Caleb Williams, he doesn't turn the ball over. If he could just be a game manager and give us those 3 wow plays a week, and we run the ball like that, I think we'll be okay tomorrow night and for the rest of the year. Go Bears!
Hey, thanks for the invite tonight. It's always fun, and good luck to everybody tomorrow. And I hope my picks aren't embarrassing. Let's see what happens.
Nah, that'll be good. I appreciate you coming in, Karl. Mark, have fun playing poker, Karl. If you need anything, let me know. Thanks for coming on the show, and go Bears. See you guys.
All right, guys. It's been good. Have fun tonight. Be safe.
Bye-bye.